Good day, Rust Skin enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the 48-hour analysis. Yes, just 2 days ago, all of these skins rotated into the Rust Store, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of their progress. We're going to get a good look and see if they're still holding up to potentially being good investments or not. So, this is the first 24 hours. Again, I always post this on my Twitter. If you want to see my Twitter, look in the description of this video right now. I tend to upload notable things, like if something weird's going on in the Steam market, I'll point it out. So feel free to give that a look and keep an eye on it. So anyway, as you can see here, we've got the first 24 hours of sales. And with the Tier 2 Ronin set, as you can see here, only 4,200 bare minimum sales for the kilt here, and only just about 3,500 bare minimum sales for the other two pieces of Tier 2. Very notable, because if we make a quick comparison to just about 2 weeks ago, remember this? So the Ronin Tier 3, the face mask had 6,500 bare minimum sales, and the chest plate had 5,700 bare minimum sales. It doesn't look like Ronin Tier 2 is going to match up with the likes of the Tier 3 armor. More specifically, it's looking like Tier 2 armor is going to have less sales compared to Tier 3 armor. That potentially could, very much help out the likes of this Tier 2 set. But for that Tier 3 set, remember what happened to the Abyss collection. So, it could basically behave exactly like that. Now, another notable thing is the Bombshell sheet metal double door only sold 6,000 bare minimum sales as well. This, honestly, in the long term, looks to be very interesting. This probably won't even crack 15,000 sales. I can't guarantee it, but I'm kind of not really expecting it to reach that point. All the better for us to buy some, wait a year, and maybe sell it for double the price, if you can afford that, if that sounds appealing to you. And then, of course, with the Blackout Double Barrel Shotgun, that's the best-selling skin so far of, well, the first 24 hours. So, another quick look here again, just to see what some much more invested into skins look like after 24 hours. Yep, this had a whole lot more sales here. So let's now hop over to here real quick. And this is what it looks like after not exactly 48 hours. It's a little bit earlier, but the general point is still there. Not seeing that much sales. Now, Blackout Double Barrel Shotgun seems to only slightly be ahead of the likes of the Double Sheet Metal Door. I get the feeling the Double Sheet Metal Door might have more in private accounts and whatnot. Remember, SCMM can only track so many accounts. There's a lot of private accounts out there that store skins and try and keep them hidden away. So, based on what I'm currently seeing here, I'm expecting another week where we hardly see any sales. Basically, if you were to look at the likes of the previous week, we only had one skin that went over 16,000 sales. Or, I guess you could say 15,000. Anyway, that's holding up greatly, isn't it? Wow. Not very well, is it? Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear. But anyway, that's what the previous week is currently looking like. And let's now focus all the skins that we have right in front of us. We have 9 skins to discuss. And, well, which of these skins is still looking to be a pretty good investment? So, let's start off with the likes of talking about the Blackout Double Barrel Shotgun. So, the first thing that I wanted to bring up was mentioning how most of the Double Barrel Shotgun skins aren't really doing very well, which isn't very hard to notice when you look at it right here. With great help from scmm.app, the website that I'm using, you can see that hardly any Double Barrel Shotgun skins that have come out fairly recently, hardly any of them are in the positive. And even the likes of the No Mercy Double Barrel Shotgun, the Black Gold Double Barrel Shotgun, they're all struggling. It's not good, is it? So when we look at the likes of this, do you worry for it? Personally, I don't really worry for it that much. And you might sit there and say, why? Well, it's a blackout skin. And I know that sounds really stupid. I totally understand. But usually, pretty much every single blackout skin tends to be at least or close to staying in the positive throughout all of the year. Now, the only outlier here is the likes of this Blackout Bar. This had a ridiculous amount of sales because it came out during offline TV era. This one's always going to be a little bit awkward. Usually, when times are good, every single skin you see here will be in the positive. We're currently going through the bad times. Bad times are not fun. We've lost a significant chunk of people. Like 25% of the player base has disappeared. Probably school kids and whatnot. We've discussed this more than enough. But yeah. Custom SMGs, not exactly super in demand. Gun demand isn't the best. Even then, still only down by 7%. This is the most horrible time for skins, and it's only down by 7%. It's carried by the collection. So, yeah, I actually think this is going to be retaining its value. I still stand by that point. I don't think it's selling that much. I don't even think this is going to crack. I don't think this is going to surpass the door skin that we had the previous week. So I think this is going to be less than 16,000 sales. Also, just a quick, comparison and overall sales with all the other double barrel shotgun skins. So Colosseum had just under 7,000. So we've already beat that. So this isn't going to be the lowest selling skin of the entire year. But this had just under 23,000. The No Mercy had just over 15,000. So looking at all of this, yeah, I don't think this is going to be selling that much. I think it might be close to No Mercy double barrel shotgun. And the fact that, of course, this is a Blackout skin, I don't imagine this is going to be going down in price that much. Will it still potentially go down in price? I do expect that. Yes, I do expect that. And at best for a while, I expect it to only really retain its value. So essentially, I'm probably just going to want to stick with doing a build run that. I don't have a lot of faith in double barrel shotgun skins, but just by looking at every single one that came out in the past couple of years, you can probably see that for yourself and understand. So as of now, not the best, but post-Christmas is just around the corner. I say it all the time. But yeah, just a very good build is probably the best approach. Honestly, it's going to be the case with pretty much all of these skins, but you know how it is. So double barrel shotgun, as of now, seems to be somewhat okay, but I'd rather just stick with doing a buy order. Let's now move on. Let's start talking about the Bombshell sheet metal double door. So we've talked about this more than enough. Now, unfortunately, SCMM's a little bit glitched. I can't click this to look at all the double barrel shotguns, double sheet metal door skins. Sorry. So, I mean, I could just look up the most recent ones. What was it? Deep Sea double sheet metal. Come on. Okay. Got to be weird then, do we? Here we go. I'll look at this one. This is the worst performing double sheet metal door skin at the moment, but there's only apparently 166 of these in the Steam market. Is that it? Anyway, if we were to look at all of these by lowest price, yeah, well, we got all of these free ones, but then this one's down by 26%, came out recently. It's understandable, but after that, even Subway Doors has gone back to evens. Every single skin is in the positive. Every single skin is in the positive. We're currently going through the bad times. Every other marketable skin is in the positive. Subway Doors are now just evens. It doesn't look super appealing, doesn't it? So that's not too surprising it's down. Anyway, point made is, by default, this skin right here, I do expect it to do quite alright in the future. Now again, you're going to point out and say, Blizzard ID's double sheet metal door. Yes, understood. I totally get that. Wonderful skin, and it's given away for free. The timing of this being accepted, very awkward. However, doesn't matter. By default, I don't expect that many sales for this. And I expect it to just gradually, nicely increase in price as time goes on. Not an insane, massive stonk instantly, but a nice, slow, gradual gain. This actually might be perfectly fine to actually purchase. However, it's abnormal. We're not going to just instantly buy it. We'll do abnormal barders first, look at the support afterwards, then make a decision. And when you compare it to all of the other Bombshell door skins, only the Armored Door is struggling. And that's mainly based on the fact that when it first came out, the Steam market basically broke, and all of its top buy orders got destroyed because that was the only way in which people could sell. So that happened for about, a week and a half? Then it got fixed afterwards, but by then the damage was already done. All the support it had with its very high buy orders, they just vanished, and well, now it's kind of crumbling. It's not doomed, it's just you kind of got screwed because of that. But when you look at the likes of this and this, they're still holding up quite nicely. And imagine what these are going to look like in January time. What they're going to look like in a year's time. We shall see. So the likes of this, by default, it's a double sheet metal door skin. I do expect it to be in the positive very nicely at some point next year. All right? And we did talk about this. We had free skins last year. They weren't super amazing and in your face, but they did come out around autumn, fall time last year. Now they're all much more pricier. $6, $8, $8. What was it? It's like the room door, double door, and it was like the Constellations double door and the container double door. Yep, they didn't look super appealing. They sold a reasonable amount. Well, they are now a whole lot more pricier. So with the likes of this, I am positive to it. What matters most is how much is this going to sell. 2 days in, or just about 2 days, we're only at 8,000 bare minimum sales, because remember, subscribers indicates individual people who have purchased this. It cannot track if they bought like 10 or 20 or 50 or 100, but we do know bare minimum 8,000 individual people have bought this skin. So, judging by what I see there, My estimation is we're probably barely going to reach 15,000 sales. Maybe, possibly, but that seems too low for a skin like this. It's glow-in-the-dark, it's got transparency, and yes, you will point out again and sit there and say, but we literally just had the Blizzard ID double door 2 weeks ago. Doesn't matter. We're going to still see newer people picking up this game and playing it for the first time. They've missed out on that Blizzard ID double door, but they could still pick this up. And I can see with a little bit of demand here and there, it will slowly rise up in price. It's a slow burn, but just accept it for that. All right? So as of now, abnormal. Don't need to rush into buying it. Abnormal barters first on Wednesday night / Thursday morning, depending where you are in the world. And then we'll look at the support afterwards, and then we'll make a decision whether to buy it on Thursday. Sounds good? Right then, let's move on from here. Moon Furnace. Just take a look at all the furnace skins that have come out this year. And what do we see? Yeah. And then look at last year. Yep. And look at the year before. Yep. So yeah, furnace skins are doing really good at the moment, aren't they? Do you think that Moon Furnace is going to retain its value from here on now? I don't think so. Nope. It's not abnormal, so we can't do abnormal barders. But being brutally honest, I just don't imagine it's going to be doing super great. Now, will this potentially turn into a deplorable collection? We'll take a look at the workshop. We'll read the comments. Has anybody asked? I can't read that. So, yeah, that's as far as we're going to get. So, look, I've said this many times. I said this early in the year. I said it during the year. I'll say it again now. During the year, furnace skins just don't really hold up their value very nicely, unless they're part of a well-established deplorable collection, which we can see the likes of Abyss. Over here, Abyss, there you are, yep. Abyss is holding up all right. It was doing better earlier this year, but, most skins were. But, post-Christmas time, I reckon at least half of these will be in the positive. Quite a lot of these skins don't even have that much on the Steam market. It could easily turn around. Like I'm noticing here, Pug Furnace only has 27. UAP Pilot Furnace only has 39. It could easily turn around for a lot of these skins. So we'll see what happens around December / January time. But looking at that right now, I'm not super convinced. So we're going to leave it. You might appreciate the moon. You might like the moon. You might think it looks cool. But we just have to wait and see if there's going to be any more skins made by Kelmer Legend, which are, a moon skin. So, yeah, not super confident. I'd rather just stick with doing a buy order. Right, Damaged Tiles Rug. So a lot of people actually did like this. A lot of people actually were enthusiastic for it. And my joke idea was, you can roleplay making the Saw room, or you could make a horror film or something in your base. Ha ha ha. Other than that, I mean, what else is there? Yeah. So that's a bit of a problem, because how many regular people... Yeah, you're not normal. How many regular people are going to want to use this? What else can be used? Are you just going to use it like a normal rug or something? I don't know. It's a little bit awkward. We also have to point out, how many rug skins have we had this year? Marketable ones, that is. 6. A lot more compared to the previous years. And as you can see here, they're not holding up very nicely, are they? So this is abnormal. We don't have to rush into buying it. But looking at this, I just don't think the gimmick of, it looks a bit creepy, is going to really carry it that much. Now, when you look at all of these, yeah, they're all down, not very... they're all down by quite a lot. They're nowhere near their Rust Door price. Now, this one was fairly recent. I actually think this is still going to be doing quite all right. Once we're out of October, things should start to improve. But with what I see here, is what I expect to happen here as well. It's going to go below its Rust Door price. Not going to be surprised by that at all. So, yeah. So, with the likes of this, Wednesday night, abnormal barders, we'll look at it afterwards, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do. But I'm thinking I'm probably just going to stick with doing a buy order. I don't imagine this is going to hold up very nicely. Amount of sales definitely would impact the value. But I'm just not that convinced. I wasn't super convinced when I first saw it. I'm not hating on it, it's just, you got to think, out of all the rug skins, how much usage is this actually going to get? And then, yeah. Like, it doesn't have transparency or whatnot, so you can't really cover your windows with it and that. So, it's a bit awkward. Right, well, other than that, it's perfectly fine for what it is. But with the amount of sales I'm seeing at the moment, it's probably not going to even go beyond 12,000 sales. Which, if you do compare with all of these other skins, let's just quickly remind ourselves, so... That did 30,000, that did 27,000 almost, this did almost 50,000, this only did 15,000, and coincidentally it was also made by Kosem, who also made this, And then Heart Rug, well, that did 42,000. So, yes, this might be the lowest selling rug skin of all of this year, but low sales doesn't instantly mean it's going to be alright. As you can see here, down 60% on a drywall rug. So yeah, it's definitely looking like it's going to be a buy order only type of situation. Right, let's now move on to the AK-47, and whilst it looks pretty appealing and nice, and congratulations Sun Art, although I should point out it wasn't their first ever skin. Apparently they had a Halloween skin accepted before, which I can point out real quick. Right here, yes indeed. So, congratulations on your second ever skin to be accepted. Anyway, moving on. AK-47 skin. Oh no. It's the AK, unfortunately. So the problem is, we have far too many options. This is $2. This is the 199th marketable AK-47 skin. Now for $2, what could you buy instead that's an AK? Well, I mean, we're probably going to have to go from highest price because there's a ton of these below $2. So let's go by highest price and just gradually, slowly go down. Oh, I mean, it immediately went over to here. So look how many AKs are below $2. Yeah, there's a lot of them. So you could buy any of these AKs instead, or for a little bit more, you could probably buy the likes of the Midnight Dream, or the Fish AK, or the Doodoo AK, or, you know, the Redemption AK. You know, there's all of these other AKs where you might have to spend just a little bit more, but, you know, you'd probably be a lot more happy with those. Will this retain its value? I highly doubt it. If anything, I expect it to go down, much like most of the AKs that came out this year, and most of them are down to about $1. This is now already down to $2. This is now 92 cents. This is still holding on quite alright. This is $1.20, which is a bit of a shame, but I still expect it to rebound and go up in price very nicely, along with all of the Pirate Collection. 85 cents, 88 cents, 78 cents, $1, $2.27, 88 cents, 94 cents. Yeah, most of the AKs here are selling very cheaply. Very cheaply. So remember this for next year. An AK might come out and look pretty cool at the very beginning of 2024. Doesn't matter. There's going to be plenty more after that. So Banger AR started this year. Looked okay. Only did 13,000 sales. 89 cents. Yeah. Anyway, point made is, yeah, this is very likely going to end up like most of these and end up selling for less than $1. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah. There's not much else to sit there and say. So that's going to be a 70 cent to 90 cent buy order. Moving on, we have the Ronin Tier 2 set, and there's something weird that we need to address. For some strange reason, just a few hours after the Rust store appeared, the Ronin kilt became marketable. Well, not really marketable, you can't really sell it. No one can actually list theirs, but the market page is active. I don't know why. But as you can see here, you can do buy orders in it already. So if anything, you could use this as a good indication to get a good idea of, alright, let's see the value in this then. Now, we'll just point this out. You might sit there and say, wow, 1,861 buy orders ready. I will point out, I think this is just a joke, this 60 cent 1,000 quantity buy order here. So let's not count that. Let's just look at all of these. And yeah, already, chunk of buy orders, all built around $1. And then you got ones going slightly above $1.22. And then, yeah, so it's basically up to $1.30 at the moment. Could things change when we look at this again around Wednesday time? Probably. But as of now, you can actually buy order the Ronin kilt right now. It's just nobody can actually list this. Alright, cool. So just wanted to point that out. Right, so the likes of this, earlier we did show the likes of this. So this has not sold that much after 24 hours. And then when you compare it to the likes of this, it's not really matching up to the likes of the Tier 3 set. So looking at the sales at the moment, this has bare minimum 5,600 sales for the kilt, and then these two pieces, they're like bare minimum 4,800 sales. Let's compare the Ronin Tier 3 now in terms of overall sales, and the main point I said was, if this doesn't really match up to the likes of this, it's going to impact the prices of either of them. This is looking like it's going to barely reach 10,000 sales, which would mean the likes of these two might suffer. Maybe in the short term they're going to suffer fairly greatly. That's understandable. But as time goes on, if we do get the likes of the hoodie and pants, we're still going to see all of this spike in demand, spike in price. And when we have that full collection, all of it's going to be doing quite all right, depending on if they happen to like the set. A lot of people are having a bit of a moan, saying that we've already got the likes of the Samurai set that came out a long time ago, which I can quickly show to you right now. That's an X-Tab skin if I remember. Samurai. Yes, do you remember Samurai Haidate, Do, and Kabuto? Yeah. A lot of people are saying, it's basically the same thing. Well, this actually came out like 6 years ago, so awkward. But yeah, anyway, back over to here, looking at this, things are still looking pretty alright with the likes of these skins here. However, with the likes of this technically already being on the Steam market, I want to see what the barders look like for that. And it's awkward because we've also got the Redemption Collection. And I know the Redemption Tier 2 is going to very likely be submitted this weekend. Will that Redemption Collection still keep getting acceptances? And will the hoodie and pants for this set actually get accepted? We shall see. But looking at all of this, I do worry that whilst it looks okay now, once it's all done and wrapped up, is it actually going to do all right once the whole collection's out? And we've seen things like this before. There's a lot of hype during the process in which we are anticipating continuations and whatnot. But once it's all said and done, people then neglect it and don't care for it anymore. So, low sales overall, that's definitely a positive, especially for its future. But in terms of will it be super profitable, I don't really think so. I'm not 100% convinced yet. But it's the sales that we have to keep an eye on. So, with the likes of this, it very likely might match up with the likes of the chest plate, maybe. Chest plate seems to be perfectly fine. But there's probably going to be an excess amount of these masks. But I get the feeling people really did like the mask with the sharp teeth and whatnot. The only design looks pretty cool, doesn't it? But yeah, if this does sell less than likes of this, then this will be in trouble. But this will be in a much better position. And doesn't matter, hoodie pants still potentially on the horizon. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see that being made eventually. The point is, next week is October Force Wipe. I don't think we're going to be seeing a submission for the Ronin hoodie and pants this weekend. And then the week after that is going to be Charitable Rust. And Charitable Rust, well, if you can remember last year, just want to quickly highlight this out to all of you. We're not 100% sure if we're going to have a mixed batch of Charitable Rust skins and a Rust store. So, last year we had the special skins and then we had the actual skins, like the regular types of skins and whatnot that you see in a Rust store. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure that this is going to happen because when you look at the year before this, we had a week where it was literally only Charitable Rust Skins. And yes, Charitable Rust Skins are not tradable, not marketable, but all proceeds go towards the charity that they're supporting for the year. This year it's Charity Water. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, main point is I don't think we're going to be seeing Ronin hoodie and pants at least until November. That being a submission to the workshop at the very least. So keep that in mind. We shall see what happens. But yeah. So be cautious of people who have bought this as well, because other people tend to be not very well knowledgeable, and they tend to be a bit impatient. Oh, where's the new core piece? It hasn't appeared yet. I'll give up. I'm going to throw all this on the Steam market now. They do that quite a lot. So just be patient. Maybe that might indicate it might be better off just sticking with a buy order. Sounds good? So, yeah, just be aware. Next week is October Force Wipe. The week after that, Charitable Rust. The week after that, Halloween Week 1. The week after that, Halloween Week 2. And then the week after that, November. Cool. Understood. Right, and then we have the likes of the Neanderthal Sleeping Stone. It's a goofy design, but I just don't think a lot of people are going to be appreciating this. It looks silly, it looks goofy, and technically it is part of an established collection. We had the AK before. We had attempts to continue it earlier, that didn't happen. And then round here we've got this sleeping bag, so let's just focus the sleeping bag for now. It's pretty cool. It's the first sleeping bag to be called something else other than a bag. But point is this going to do amazingly after all of this? I don't think so, no. Now, the first thing I wanted to just quickly point out is, how much do you reckon this actually might sell? Because one big point that I mentioned a little bit too late was the UAP Pilot Sleeping Bag did not actually sell that much. And you might be looking at this now and thinking, shut up, phone. You might look at this and thinking, wow, this is doing amazingly. No, don't be fooled by this. Please do not be fooled by this. Not everybody who bought this last week has the ability to sell it at the moment. And when many people who own this realise, oh wow, apparently this is selling for about $5.60, I'm going to go sell mine. But I don't want to wait too long. I'll happily just list mine for $5. And someone else might notice it and goes, wow, this is selling for $5 apparently. But I don't really want to wait that long. I'll just list mine for $4.50. And gradually, little by little, the price will go down. And that did basically happen, because initially it was $8. Then it was $7. Then it was a little bit less than $7, and then it was like $6.50, and it's just slowly going down. So, you know, after about a week or two, this is probably going to be less than the Rust store price, and I kind of wouldn't be surprised. But I'm surprised based on the fact that it sold so little, and honestly, I should have looked at this a whole lot better, and I probably actually should have put down a stronger buy order, maybe even considered making a purchase. But with this getting so little sales, I'm actually looking at this and thinking we're going to have even less. But with the likes of this sleeping bag, do as well as this. And that's something I just don't really think is going to happen. This one glows in the dark and looks really goofy. This one right here, I like the idea of it. I like what this could potentially be in terms of a collection. But, like, will we actually see more of it? Now, I did suggest a cool idea to Zinc. Why not, like, make a cool stony sort of double door or garage door or something? That would look cool. That would look really cool if you can pull it off. It could potentially turn into a proper collection, but we'll see what happens from here. Now, did anybody talk about it? Did anybody sit here and say, what are you going to make next? No, we're just saying random letters, and I can't read most of it. Cool. So, are you playing? Okay, so that's exactly what we need to see. But will we actually see it happen? Will we actually see continuations appear? I don't currently know. But sticking with that, it's not abnormal. I'm just going to stick with doing a buy order. I don't imagine it's going to be holding out as well as the likes of that UAP pilot furnace. Not furnace, sorry. UAP pilot sleeping bag. I keep saying that because I actually bought a chunk of those furnaces, unfortunately. But hey, you never know. Things might improve by the end of this year. So anyway, with all of these skins, it is a matter of we just kind of want to play it safe and just stick with buy orders most of the time. We don't want to accidentally deal with problems. And of course, with a lot of people being very happy to unload all of their stock with no matter what it is. Yeah, in fact, if I were to quickly go over to here, I had someone dump, a lot of drywall rugs on me today. Yeah, that happened. Completely forgot I had this buy order. Doesn't matter. Yep, and that was the lowball buy order. Yeah. So, got to keep in those buy orders still, guys. Got to make sure everything's still secure with your funds and whatnot, because if you don't keep an eye on everything, that can happen. Unfortunately, I have 8 different accounts, and I have a lot to look at, and sometimes things like that do happen. It's awkward. Right, so, with October 4th swipe next week, you should be keeping an eye on the likes of the Rust Workshop, because I am under the impression that we're going to be seeing some Charitable Rust Skins soon. More specifically, we're also going to find out next week which of these Twitch drops... this is a contest for the Twitch drops. We're going to find out which of these skins have won and which will be our Twitch drops for the October Charitable Rust week event. Sorry, I'm all over the place. So basically, I believe it's October 12th to the 19th. Some of these skins are going to be winners, and they're going to be the Twitch drops. And over the course of the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, October 14th and 15th, we're going to have the actual Charitable Rust event on Twitch. So feel free to watch that and, consider donating for the charity. Charity water. As you might notice, all of these skins are water themed. So, yeah, consider giving a good look at all of these, and we shall see what happens next. And also say thank you to TGG for setting all of this up nicely and neatly. So anyway. Other than that, best of luck to you and all of your investments and whatnot. We can take another quick look at the previous Rust stores, and this isn't looking super great, and it's only been a few days. Oh dear. Pixel Locker seems to be quite high in price as well, but then again, it had hardly any sales, and it's more of a case of nobody wants to list theirs below a certain price, which seems to be $3, but now someone has. Gradually, as everybody who bought this the previous week has the ability to sell this, you're very likely to see a lot more of these appear on the Steam market, and then the price will start going down. Yep, that's usually how it works. So I've already mentioned it for the likes of this. But that Thompson's actually holding up quite all right. Get a good look at this. Yep. So, only 24 at the moment, but Thompsons are weird because most of the year, we hardly see any quantity for Thompson skins on the Steam market. Why is this? I have no idea. Someone just listed another one. Wow, that was magic, wasn't it? Wow. September 14th. Get a good look at this. Yep, so the Abyss kilt's still holding up quite alright. Maybe, just maybe, we could see the Abyss hoodie and pants appear this next Rust store, or the Rust store after that. Who knows? But with all of these skins that we saw like a week or so ago, look at all of that. Oh, it's a bit awkward. Ronin's doing alright at the moment because we literally just had Ronin Tier 2 being accepted. The spike in demand, spike in price happened. But if we don't see any more Ronin anytime soon, what might potentially happen to these prices? Oh no, oh no. And, well, Pugrock's not exactly doomed. He's still holding on quite alright, only down by 8%. Maybe this, oh wait, there's a 10 there. Oh no, oh no. But after that, hardly any resistance. I actually do think he's got a pretty good future ahead of him. He's a very goofy rock, but he had hardly any sales. Especially when you compare it to all the other pet rock skins that we've had previously this year. Chameleon MP5, unfortunately, down by 25%. It's awkward. And this SAR is down by 35%. That's awkward as well. And then we look at September 7. And if you saw my tweet earlier, I made quite a bit of a fuss talking about the likes of Sand Rhino. For some strange reason, there's a group of people that really do not want this to go below its Rust store price, which was $2.49. Get a look at this. Look at that. So there's a 76 there, which, I wonder what that's all about. But anyway, look at this. Look at all those buy orders. What is going on here? Some people really do not want it to go below $2.50. So we shall see what happens. What's going on? Is that like the beginning of a manipulation? Or are there people who simply think this is going to do good by default because it's a much cheaper version compared to like that Desert Raiders Tier 3, which is still somewhat expensive. The pair of it still costs $50, whereas this, $5, 10 times less. So, you know, a lot of people might be looking at this instead of the Desert Raiders around post-Christmas time, and this actually could easily go up in price. And then look at the likes of these sheet metal doors. Oh dear, 88 cents and $1.15. Who could have guessed? And Banana, unfortunately, we did not see hoodie and pants, and, well, it might be doomed now. It might be doomed. Awkward, awkward, awkward. And then one quick look at the final week of August, and yeah, all of that is in the negative. How unfortunate. This was selling for $7 like 2 or 3 weeks ago. We never saw a continuation. It's less than $3.50 now. That sucks, doesn't it? Oh dear, oh dear. And the Redemption Collection. How has that fared? So, Redemption Tier 3, of course, was accepted the previous week. But these skins, they didn't dramatically increase in price or anything. They're still suffering, but all skins are still suffering. We now have to survive October. We did have the actual launch of Counter-Strike. So, you know, this is actually out now. Counter-Strike 2, to be precise. And, well, it didn't come out with any content. If you look at the video I put out today, I was like, it didn't come out of the case. But anyway, this is out now. It's doing pretty well in terms of, well, if we just look at the player count right now, Steam DB, let's go see how this is doing at the moment. And currently it has 1.2 million people playing the game. Rust only has 96,000. Wow. So yeah, it's getting a lot of people playing it. It had a peak of 1.3 million earlier. But, well, will this potentially get any new content anytime soon? It is actually missing quite a lot of content. We're still expecting the potential of a new case to appear, as in a new case with a new collection of skins and whatnot. But there's also the potential we could potentially see an operation appear at some point within the next month or two. We don't have a major tournament this autumn, so a lot of people like rubbing their hands thinking, surely we're going to have an operation maybe like November time or something. It's a matter of, we shall see. But October, Rust Skins, I'll be honest with you, I think they've already reached a low point, and I don't think they can go that much further down. But we shall see, we shall see. So, throughout October, you should be looking at all the skins. You should keep your eyes open. Some skins probably have already reached their lowest point. They very likely will be going up in price ever so nicely from here and now until January 2024. So you have to start considering what are you going to do with your money from now on, alright? Look for those opportunities and try your best to make some sweet, delicious looking profit. And with that, I'm basically done. So thank you very much for watching me today. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed yourself. And best of luck with all of your investments. Catch you all later. See you and goodbye.